Y'all come on in here. Power. All right, greetings, 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 greetings. We are on. This is live Wednesday night live with none other than Sir William. It has poured down in Atlanta just about all day. So my head is in my famous white boy messy bun underneath my underneath my beanie cap, trying to stay dry today and stay out of the rain. Greetings to all of you. Well, let's keep sharing the live. Sharing the live. Want you all to come in. Share me on your page. Let your family and friends and people that know and like and associate with you that I am on. Greetings, greetings. Lady Nicholson is on. Let me know as you come in that you are on, and if you want to say hey and don't mind folks knowing that you're on the live or that you're watching the live, then certainly give me a greeting and let me know where you are tuning in from so that I can give you a proper acknowledgement and shout out. I do like to shout out to the folks that are watching, and to all of my regulars, my members. I appreciate. Oh, there we go. Come on now. Yes, you all are sharing the live. You are sharing the live. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Okay, so we have got a number of hot topics for tonight. DeAndrea Montgomery is coming in from Houston. Aubrey Eubanks is coming in. Smyrna right here in the Metro Atlanta area. Tracy Glenn, greetings from Houston. Rosetta, is that Rosetta from Chicago, Illinois? Hey, Mother Harcel is on. Fort Worth, Texas is in the house. Greetings to you, my darling. Um, we missed you last night. We missed you. Missed you on last evening. All right. So greetings to y'all. You all that are coming in. I certainly appreciate. I was trying to get my little stand. I was trying to get my little stand to work. Y'all know I always have so much difficulty with this thing. One of the was a brother that was supposed to have gotten me a stand, and I don't know. He was in Atlanta or something, and um, wanted to meet and give it to me or whatever, and then so uh, that did not work. As you all know, let's get the housekeeping things in order here. As you know, my Cash App and my Zelle. Ooh, I can't. Me and this stand. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can make it work. Can we say, the Lord, touch it and let it work? Come on here. Touch and let it. I don't know why I have such a hard time. I don't know why I have such a hard time with it. I just don't want it to fall. Okay, I think that's there, and will work. All right. So who else is coming in? Let me know that you're coming in so that I can give you a proper acknowledgement. Again, my Cash App is down there and my Zelle is down there. I appreciate all of you for your support and your love, and like it, not only like for you to just tell me that you love me, but action, put a little action behind it, makes it even better. Got a number of some hot topics tonight. We're gonna talk about the more fallout from the Durham pastor that's being held on a $10 million a 10 million. So we know we ain't gonna ever see him again. $10 million bond. We got to discuss that. Also, probably want to discuss this first. Stephen, Twitch boss, I can't even think of his last name right now. Stephen, Twitch boss, unfortunately, found, and we got more details as the day went on. Stephen, the DJ, the DJ Stephen Twitch boss. He was a DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and unfortunately, it seems that he passed as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So we're going to discuss that. Also, the rapper Gunna has been released from Fulton County jail, Wright Street, where he has been in there since I believe it was last May that he was arrested. There's a lot of speculation as to whether or not he may have sold out Young Thug, and perhaps maybe turned evidence or whatever with the state against Young Thug and this racketeering charge that he's facing. So, not sure. He's saying that that's not the case, but he was released today. They picked him up in a Maybach SUV. And so we're going to discuss that now. Also coming out of Philadelphia. Okay. Anybody on here from Philadelphia? I was supposed to have some people on tonight that are from Philly that should be able to shed some light on some of the recent events that we have reported on in Philadelphia. Anybody from Philadelphia? Any of my folks on from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. Anybody, anyone, well, I guess I should. But see, I got the stand working right now. Let me see. I can probably do it this way. Let them know that that I am on. We're supposed to have some folks from Philly to come on and shed some light on some of this some of these events that's coming out of Philadelphia. Okay. All right, let's respond to some of these. Let's respond to some of these messages. Okay. Oh, here's the guy. Okay. All right. So, and then somebody was complaining or said something about me coming on at random times. If you get the notification, you should be fine. It don't matter what time I come on, because it should send the notification that I am on, so that you can be well aware. Okay, let's go over here. I don't know why this is why is this? I did something and I came out of okay, let's see more groups. I was trying to go to my inbox from over here. Wow. See, they got it changed so where I cannot that's not what I wanted. Where is my that's not what I wanted at all. Okay, go to this page. Okay, go to. All right, there we go. Okay, so, all right, Norris, I'm trying to see if you are around. There's so much been coming out of Philadelphia. Okay, let me close out of this. So, okay, so anyway, I was trying to find Okay. I'm trying to see. Is this I'm all over the place, y'all. But anyway, we're gonna get it together. We're gonna deal with it for a second. I was trying to get Norris on so that okay. I hate when people tell me it's a way. I know I'm able to, based upon your conversation, I'm able to tell whether or not you follow me. Now, I don't know why anybody would feel that it was necessary. Okay. Oh, okay. So, Omar Purvis says, Elder, the lady that you play from Revival Temple, that is Pastor Tiny Lucas. Really, really, a really preaching machine. Oh, right. Okay. And so that was, I guess that's somebody that knows her and that she was on. Okay. I'm trying to find okay. So they are not on. Not sure why they're not on. They said that they were going to come on. All right. Okay, so what do you mean he's on his way home? Your phone is with you wherever you are. Okay, so where's Sheila? Sheila been lying and saying that she was gonna come on since I featured the boy tearing up her church, and she still has not come on. So I'm trying to decipher that and get. I wanted them to come on so that they can bring whatever level of clarification to some of these things that are going on because it's getting a little, or rather confusing, with all of the stuff that is happening up there. Okay, why can't I respond to these messages? All right. Okay, so anyway, trying to. Okay, who is this? All right. So anyway, now you all, let's get them. I guess I tried to just send them a. I just tried to send them a message, and so that they can let them know. Let him as well as Sheila know that I'm on and that I'm live right now. And it would be great for them to come on. Oh, there go rebellious Rodney Terry. Rodney hasn't been in place in forever. Y'all say hey. Y'all say hey to Rodney. Rodney and Jermaine, it's so funny. They're both from the District of Columbia. And Rodney and Jermaine. Where is Jermaine now that I think about it? I didn't see him come in. But anyway, Rodney and Jermaine, they visit to say of the same church. They over there with this man that's running some kind of cult. His name is Chicka Waka Taka Yaka. So you got some kind of strange name. You got to practically speak in unknown tongues to be able to say the man's name. But anyway, so that's going to, let's get into this first. This is, he, oh, so he did, okay, so Rodney came out of Lodabar. Rodney has come out of Lodabar. He preached and then he left the church. Is Jermaine still over there? Is Jermaine still over there with Waka Taka Yaka Chacha Yaka? I told Jermaine he needed to come up out of there too. But I guess he yet holding on over there. Okay. Oh my God. Y'all know I cuts up, right? Y'all know I do. I can't help it. But anyway, let's get into this. I cannot. Oh, here it is. Now I can send him a reply. Okay, so many people are contacting. Oh wow, so many people are contacting me. Why y'all sending me messages while I'm on? Okay. Anyway. Oh, let me tell this one. Okay, so anyway, he's still over there. Okay. We'll keep praying. We'll pray for, cause sometimes, especially Pentecostal people, sometimes we get so caught up into bondage that we don't even realize that we're in bondage, or we get so familiar with being in bondage that we can't break away, and we can't really be free, because we are so accustomed to having been bound, and we almost enjoy and like being bound. Okay, let's get into this. Right now, because this is serious. It is holiday season, and tomorrow's my birthday. So I would love for everybody that loves me, likes me, to support me, and there's my Cash App and my Zelle if you feel inclined to be a blessing to me. This story is important, and I think that we need to discuss it. The breaking news that a lot of us woke up to today was that the DJ Steven Twitch boss, Ellen's DJ, was found dead at 40 by suicide. The DJ from the Ellen DeGeneres talk show is in fact dead. Obnoxious media, we have learned that it appeared to be a suicide. Law enforcement sources have told us that Stephen's wife, Allison Holker, ran into the LAPD station on Tuesday, and she was frantic because she said that Stephen had left home without his car, something that was not like him at all. A short time later, around 11:15 a.m., paramedics got a call for a medical emergency at a Los Angeles hotel, and they found Stephen there dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, his wife said that Stephen lit up every room that he stepped into. He valued family, friends, community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything in him. She went on to say that he was the backbone of their family, the best husband and father, and inspiration to his fans. To say that he left a legacy would be an understatement. His positive impact will continue to be felt. I'm certain that we won't be a day that goes by that we won't honor his memory. All right, Stephen, we love you, we miss you, and I will always save the last dance for you. As you all may have been aware, Stephen started DJing on the Ellen DeGeneres show in 2014 and was with her until the show ended in May of this year. He had become an executive producer on the show back in 2020. He really got his big break back in 2008 when he was a runner-up on So You Think You Can Dance. He went on to some acting and a couple of roles where he was able to display his dancing skills. Stephen played Jason in a movie called Set Up. He was also in Magic Mike XXL. The last time reporters caught up with him in LA was back in September, and he was saying that life after Ellen, he was able to spend a lot more time with his family, and he also did some things with Disney. The couple is said to have met. They were both competing, and they got married in 2013. Stephen had just celebrated their 9-year anniversary this past Saturday. Wow. So, let's hashtag depression. If you all would be so inclined, hashtag depression. Hashtag for me, depression. Those of you that are listening and watching, let's get some of those hashtags out there. Hashtag for me, depression. I don't see nobody moving. I don't see anybody that is that has hashtagged it yet. Okay, are y'all there? Are we paying attention? All right, are we present? Y'all know when I like a call. I like a call and response. When I say something, I like for you to respond. All right, thank you, Melvin. Hashtag depression. Thank you, Jared Gerard. Hashtag depression. Adrian. Thank you, Hercel. Thank you, Lady Nicholson. I want to talk about this for a second because a lot of us, social media is and our phones are, just part of it's a part of our lives. I don't know about you. I know a lot of people, we walk around even in our house with our phone consistently in our hand. We are constantly on our devices, our cell phones, our tablets. We are constantly and we're being bombarded with information. We're being bombarded with information, and we're bombarded with social media, with people that are uh, posting pictures of them on their vacations. Now we can go live, and people are, consistently and able to post, and depending upon who you are and where you are, it can cause you, and for people that battle depression, and this is the holiday season. It is wintertime. The year is coming to a close, and so some of us that you can get, and I'm saying this for me personally, and I don't normally like to be this transparent because I like to cover the news of other people, but when you're getting to the end of the year and you have had a number of goals, especially for those of us that are entrepreneurs or what have you, and you have a goal, and you're getting to the end of the year, Christmas is coming, finances may not be where you want them to be. Some of the things that you've set out in the beginning of the year to accomplish, to achieve, to goals to reach, and you find yourself maybe not far along as you would have wanted to be. Maybe you're in the same spot, in the same position, and in the same place. And then you are on social media and you're looking at other people's lives, and they at this major event, they at this concert, they met this celebrity, they have done this or done that, and it exacerbates those feelings of depression. See, you're gonna see somebody in a nice outfit having gone to church or to whatever event that they went to, but you don't know that they're going home to their mom's house, or you don't know that she looks all pretty and beautiful and what have you, and you don't know that she's a struggling single mother. But what you are seeing and what is being displayed is, this pretty chick and this fun and exciting life that you may not be living, that may not be any kind of where close to your reality. And we put on our face and we put on our facade, and we really don't know what folks are going through. And then it what the other part that's so interesting about this, because we used to say black folks didn't commit suicide. Now it seems that black people, and especially black men, are committing suicide in so many great numbers. I remember Vladimir was one of my Morehouse brothers that was from Chicago, had developed a nonprofit, was doing very well. He shot and killed himself almost a week to the day after the show with him on Oprah Winfrey had come on television. And we were just astonished that she gave him a $1 million donation to his nonprofit, and then the next week or so, um, uh, uh, the next week or so had committed suicide. And so I don't know how exactly to um I don't know how exactly to advise or to say check on people and see how they're doing, because depression and mental illness and things is not something that we can see, and it's not something that we know. And if he was privately bipolar or evidently dealing with some stuff, and I know I haven't um I don't know if it has been depressed, or if I would say that it's been times that I've been really, really sad. That I am so competitive, and I'm so goal driven, and I have some serious things that I want to accomplish. And it at times has been very, very challenging, and it's times where I feel like I should be so much further along in life and in the process. And it at times makes you feel overwhelmed, and makes you feel I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but it makes you feel overwhelmed, and it makes you feel sad, and sometimes I guess depressed. And black men especially, we face so many challenges. We face so many challenges of dealing with systematic racism, and being black men being judged, and if people have our own race and other races that have preconceived ideas and notions about us before, and judgments cast. All you have to do is show up. You show up, and before you open your mouth, decisions and ideas is already made about you, and preconceived notions is already raised before you know whether or not the person is a college grad or a high school dropout. Others have already assessed and sized you up, and the pressure and of that of life, of having to muster up the strength to stay in the fight. Am I making sense to you? I wanted to talk about this. I didn't necessarily wanted to just it's not just another story. It's not just Um, After my episode about Lady Louise, I vowed to myself that I wasn't gonna ever cry on one of my lives again, and that I don't like to display emotion in that kind of manner. But brothers, especially black men, we face a lot, and it's not just you don't just the Lord. You need the Lord. You need to be able to pray. You need to be able to call on Him. But in addition to that, sometimes we need a friend, and we need a confidant. I have this problem. I know a lot of people. I have very few friends. I have very few, and then now that I'm an influencer and popular, I can't be transparent. I can't display emotion and my vulnerability and areas in where I'm weak, because the fear is that if I show it and display it, and if I make a cry out, then that area and that ammunition is going to be used to try to hurt and try to destroy me. That's why I'm always so defensive. That's why I always go in for the attack. Don't come to me with your bull crap. Oh, I just meant this. No, walk the straight and narrow with me. And this is sad. This brother was 40 years old. You got people that would give their right arm for the opportunity for the opportunity that he had. Can you imagine that you was from 2014 to the 2022, and then made a one of the executive producers? I mean, the opportunity unto him, the invitations, the people that he met and was able to interact with. You know, you have some of us that I would be just elated to have that level of opportunity, but yet to still be in so much pain, to be secretly battling and in pain. Y'all, this was heavy. This man had a wife, he had children, and then the part that's so sad is that they will forever be tormented. They will forever be wondering what was going on with my daddy. Why? What happened? Why would he do this? That you got to forever live and replay that level, and then the holiday time coming. So now Christmas will never be what it once was, because it'll be the anniversary. It'll be the reminder of his taking his life. Okay, let's I spend a lot of time on that, but I think it's important, and I think that that we should, that we should really examine that, and that we that we should make sure that we're there for each other. Okay, so let's go on into some additional details that we discovered from when we did the first report until now. Obnoxious exclusive Stephen Twitch Boss body was found in the bathroom by a maid after he missed the checkout time. More details surrounding the sudden and tragic death of DJ Stephen Twitch Boss have come to light. Stephen Twitch Boss was found dead by the maid of the Encino Hotel on Tuesday. Obnoxious Media has learned the manager of the Oak Tree Inn, who wished not to be named, went on to tell us that Twitch checked into the hotel on Monday, arriving at the modest, budget-friendly facility without a car. Despite rumors, he revealed no gunshots were heard when Twitch failed to check out at 11 a.m. the following day. The manager said he sent the maid to his room, and she accessed entry. She accessed entry with her key. It went on that the maid found his body in the bathroom. After informing the manager about the horrific scene, he dialed 911 to report a shooting. However, he was unable to tell where Twitch rooms were. The manager went on to say no visible suicide note was left, but Twitch did have a small bag with him when he arrived at the hotel, which was found in his room at the time of his death. He said that the police were confiscated the bag, which could possibly have contained a suicide note. The unfortunate part about all of this is that the hotel was just a 14-minute walk from his Los Angeles home. Now, as we previously reported, he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound on Tuesday. We confirm his autopsy has been scheduled to take place actually today. His friends are shocked and in disbelief over the news, adding that their hearts go out to his wife and his children. Now they have a daughter that they adopted, and then they have two other children by their marriage. Allison confirmed his death with she was just full of emotion, and we included that same quote. Okay, now, the couple had just celebrated their 9th wedding anniversary on Saturday, sharing the heartfelt tributes about their love on Monday. According to reports, Allison went to the LAPD on Tuesday to inform them that her husband had left the house without his car, which she said was not like her husband. It is unclear why she waited to go to the police when Twitch left the house the day before, and she took a whole day to report that he was missing or had not returned home. It is obvious that this brother was really going through something. And it is absolutely, the whole part of it is just tragic and absolutely just totally and completely unfortunate. And we have got to get to the place where, and especially for for now for black men, to get to the place where you get to the point where let's check in, and sometimes that spirit, can creep in, and you seem from the outside, people think you have it all together, and you may not. You may be emotional, you may be sad, you may have goals that you haven't achieved, that you haven't reached. And that's sometimes that's how I feel. That's how I feel. It's so many things that you want to do, and people can see and say, "Oh, you got this," and you think one thing, and it's something else. So anyway, you all, let's do better. Let's just do better. See about your friends. See about your people. Check on them. All right, let's get into some more of our topics for tonight. Hey, Gail, I think Gail came in from Chicago. Uh, Greetings to you. Greetings to my other folks that are coming in. Did all right, so is Norris around yet or what? Is Norris okay, and uh uh Norris, uh Sheila. Now I'm gonna call them out, cause see, I don't like nobody lying to me. I'm gonna tell him one more time. I am live right now. Where are you in? Okay, so now somebody said that he was riding home from work. Was he walking home? Was he like the man that I talked about that was supposed to be an apostle, a bishop up there in New Jersey, and him and his wife was on the bus? So now I can't take all of this. Don't tell me. Well, okay, so you here. Well, now click the thing so you can come on and shed light on this foolishness and mess that's going on up there in your city. It took you forever to get your tail home or get yourself in a place where you can come on here. I don't know what took you so long. So slow. I don't see a request yet, Leonard. All right. Oh, okay. So they both is here. All right. See, that's how I do if I raise enough hell. Okay. Oh, let me get my earpiece, y'all. I'm getting it together. Come on. Oh, okay. Let me send. I'm gonna post the link. I don't have. Those are those imposters. Those are those imposters. Wait a minute. Why did it say that? Let me. Okay, here you go, baby. Okay, that's the link to me. And let me give y'all the rest of y'all. Okay, Sheila, try to send the request again. Okay, here we go. That's the correct one there. All right. Okay. Let me see. Let me get. Let me get back. No, thank you, baby. Okay, let's see if we can try to accept her now. Why is it dark, girl? She out in the car. See, she don't like to talk in front of that husband. Turn the light on in the car so we can see
We hold on. Let me hold.
you. Woo, this is Pastor Sheila. She done got on. She said, let me hold on. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Y'all, sanctified women don't like to talk in front. They don't talk church business in front of their husbands.
Don't you start.
Oh my God! You finally on. Where is Norris at? Where is Leonard at? Is he coming on? Bishop Leonard Norris the third.
Yeah, he said he was getting ready to get on.
Oh, okay. So how you doing, my friend?
I am fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
So y'all dropped or we discovered what
Uh-huh.
is I where do we start?
I know, right? It's so much.
Where I don't even know where to begin. Listen, I'm trying to figure out where uh okay, send the request again. I don't know what happened. I tried to accept it and I don't know what happened because you can have more than one person on. Okay, so we have been covering. This is the lovely pastor that was a faithful member and supporter of Jamaica Sean Earhart. She definitely respects him and still acknowledges him as a bishop and apostle. Y'all know a lot of times I don't use all of those titles and phrases, especially in the business that I'm in uh, when you got somebody wanting to run around with a title and Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck is living a more sanctified and Holy Ghost filled life than they are. So okay, so now we trying to get them on. So she was kind enough to so Sheila, tell us because the very first and you can bring some clarity to a lot of this. So the first part was that we um I'll just be honest. How did all of this start unfolding?
As far
What
as as far as
what started? I'm trying to remember what happened, or I guess maybe one of my street committee people just uh, brought the information to
mm,
me.
Mm.
Um, I guess that was, what was that? That was back in June or um
Yeah, around that time.
okay, so now it's saying that he did not answer. It's saying that you did not respond. Why why is it saying that? Okay. So anyway, so the original story was brought that um that the he was being we were being informed that, and a lot of this um uh strife came about as a result of Rashad leaving um Sean Earhart's church and going to his, what we thought was his nemesis at the time, which was Devon Guzman, and
Mm.
he went to his church. And so we started getting the reports and found out that it was some allegations that was made that, were quite quite disturbing. That um okay, now I don't understand I don't understand why. Okay, Norris, leave the live, exit the live, and then come back in. Exit the live and then try to come back in. So anyway, and then I'll continue to set it up. So we got one of the members of my street committee contacted me and informed me that the this stuff was going on. And so now, where were y'all having church before you secured the building where he was having church, or the building that you own in Philly?
Where were we before Lehigh Avenue?
Yeah, but where were y'all before you got the building?
Um, we were at Bishop Story's church. I think it was in West Philly or Southwest Philly.
And what transpired that you felt led or compelled to assist in securing that location?
Well, I know that we needed a building, of our own, and a lot of things that Apostle wanted to do, he wasn't able to do because we were in someone else's building, and of course they were using their building to have their own services and all. So I was in a position to help out. So that's what I did.
Okay, and so you secured the building. Now, when I first got wind of this, prior to it being some strife between myself and Apostle Earhart, I initially spoke to him.
Mhm.
And so when I spoke to him in regard to it, his response directly, now this wasn't in any kind of way hearsay. This is what he
Mhm.
told me directly on the phone himself, that it that it got to the point where he you had secured the building, but you were attempting to invoke some authority or control that he didn't feel that he needed to be subject to, or nor that he wanted to. And so some conflict came. He somewhat, for lack of a better term, demoted you, um, and I guess asked you to no longer be a part of his ministry, and then it got to the point where then what he said is that he made the decision to leave your location. And he did inform me. He did inform me directly himself, as God is my witness, and then I also have the recording of the conversation. He informed me directly. This was not rumor, this was not hearsay, that he suffered from erectile dysfunction and that he had made some poor decisions to have some activity with Rashad and other individuals that he would have been involved with. And that because he lived with his mother, that the only other place that he could go to have these romantic twists was at the building that you had secured. Now, did you ever find out about that? Did you ever have any kind of inkling that this kind of behavior was taking place, or
No,
that?
I had no knowledge of anything like that going on in the building. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
when you said it, that was the first that I heard of it.
Wow.
Mhm.
So, according to you, what what is your account of how you and Apostle Erhart's relationship kind of, I guess, for lack of a better word, kind of went south, or kind of went um, kind of went bad? Because I mean, I'm a business owner. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I mean, y'all see the lives, but it's a full operation to Obnoxious Media. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, and then I'm also a PK. So when you have a person, I'm saying all of that to say that when you are an entrepreneur and you have somebody that is a blessing like yourself, that you know what I'm saying, that supports and believes in you and believes in your vision, and say, you know what, I'm going to put my time, my effort, and my resources behind this person. That's a special situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's somebody that you honor and you appreciate. I appreciate the people that love me and support Obnoxious Media, that so into me, as we say in the church,
Mhm.
that give into me and support me. So I'm just kind of curious as to, and according to your perspective, what was the things that started happening or that did happen that caused it to be some level of friction between y'all's relationship?
I will just say this. Um, Sometimes what we think is a good thing is really not what God wants us to do. You know, you might think that just because you're in a position to help out or to assist doesn't mean that that's what God wants you to do. And it was a learning experience, and I thought about um the story um of when he reached out his hand because he thought the Ark of the Covenant was going to fall, and God killed him on the spot. To him, he thought it was a good thing. He thought he was helping out.
Yeah.
It was a good thing to him, but it wasn't the right thing in the eyes of God. And when I look back, I can honestly say that I didn't pray about it. You I just he was my leader. We needed a building. We had been moving from, building to building to building. And I was just tired of all the talk of people saying, he didn't have his own, just all the backlash that came with him um moving around. So I was in a position to get the church. It wasn't a Sheila thing. It wasn't a Pastor Sheila thing. It was
Hmm.
the tabernacle or praise thing. And I made that clear from the beginning. But um, it just didn't work out. I have no regrets because I had no hidden agenda. I didn't go in there with, you know, the intention, oh, this is my building, I'm going to take over. I told him from the beginning, this is your building, you know, um, and I gave him leeway to do everything that he wanted, but it just didn't work out. I'm not going to sit here and like badmouth him. I don't have anything bad to say about Apostle Urquhart because at the end of the day, you know, um, we all have issues, you know, and it's not my job to expose, anything that went on.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, he is still my friend, and I still, hold him to a high esteem. And what hurt me is that because of all the friction and people not really knowing the real story, they reached out to you with a bunch of lies, a bunch of twists. Some people gave you information, but then call other people and said that it wasn't them. Text messages were being sent, screenshots and everything, and it just turned, bad. That's why when you called me and you wanted me to give you um the I guess the dirt on a pots or whatever, and I told you I don't do that, you know, because that's not who I am. Whatever story
Right.
he gave you, then that's what you have to go with. And when I told him, when he asked me, what did you tell me that he said, and I repeated everything that you said. He said that I was controlling. He was glad that I moved away. He was upset. He was hollering, denying. I said, Apostle, listen, if you said it, you said it. I don't feel no other type of way about you. At the end of the day, we've always been friends, you know,
Hmm.
but it is what it is,
I d- I think that from my interaction with him and just in life in general, I've had some incidents and situations. I think that sometimes what happens is that outside influences, and
Mm-hmm.
I you and he may not have directly had any type of issue, but you had other, and I'm somewhat speculating, but we're human, and we can understand when there's some familiarity in situations. So if I am another key member and I'm somewhat jealous or envious of you because of the contribution that you was able to uh, make to the church and to the ministry, then if I don't like you and I'm another person that has the apostle's ear, I can be a sower of discord.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I can be
Mhm.
a sower of discord, and then if you keep having someone come to you and say, "Oh, Pastor Sheila this," or "Oh, Pastor Sheila that," then after a while, that can start breaking down, their thoughts, their feelings, and their interaction. I've been in that situation many times where I was in North Carolina. I went to with the lady that I won't say name. I call her Auntie, and me and Auntie, she wanted me to ride up with her to um, a spiritual son of hers
Mhm.
consecration service, or that he was being consecrated a bishop. And so I said, sure, weekend trip, we gonna go up, have a good time, and what have you. I had no idea, not her godson,
Mhm.
but I had no idea that the church that we were going to, or one of the consecrators,
Mhm.
because it's always supposed to be three bishops to lay hands and consecrate another bishop. One of the bishops that was going to be one of the co-consecrators was someone I had done a story on. I had no idea that he was going to be there. I had no
Mhm.
idea, no. So I walk in the church with her, and because I'm with her, we're immediately escorted to the front row.
Mhm.
There was a girl in the choir stand that had threatened one of the bishops that was going to consecrate her godson,
Um.
that she was going to come to me with some additional tea, and all of the backlash, they came we all went out to eat that night. The next day, they came to the hotel to jump me. The man that had been consecrated, and members of his and some of the members of his church, they were coming to jump me because the bishop, one of the bishops that was going to consecrate him,
Mhm.
instead of calling me, or instead of asking me at the repast,
Mhm.
he went to the guy that he consecrated and said, "Will McCray has come up here, and he's gonna, slam bass you and um and your consecration." I knew nothing. I knew nothing, but I know when they came to that hotel, I was ready to throw hands. And so I'm just saying that to say, Sheila, that
Mhm.
I appreciate your sincerity and loyalty to him, even what I would consider to be somewhat to a fault, to a certain degree, or to a certain extent, because yes, he's your friend, but in addition to him being your friend, and then like Nora said today, that he's anointed, or that he certainly is a gifted preacher, but even in addition to that, there's unfortunately, there's some very serious things that, the alcoholism, the sexual indiscretions, and I'm not saying stuff about him, and that was the part that upset me, because when I did my initial report,
Mhm.
I I reported a lot of that. I probably never would have said.
Right.
I probably
Right.
would have covered him had he not switched on me.
Right. Right.
You see what
Right.
I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
that's where I know that he has some problems, because some of his decisions is self-inflicted. You
Mhm.
know, his story and the intimate details of his story. Let's just go on my right hand to God. Just like how Oprah Winfrey says, probably would have never seen the light of day.
Mhm. Mhm.
When your attitude and your spirit switched, and then you came and I come to you. See, I don't do like these other bloggers. I don't do like these. Before that story went out, you were contacted.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't land blast. I take my job and I take this very seriously. So I don't just come at people sideways and not get their perspective. Because a lot of times, I'll be very frank with you. A lot of times it can be it can be a boyfriend girlfriend situation that went bad. I talk
Right.
about and report on, sexual indiscretions and kids and molestations and, violations of people being emotional, being vulnerable, and what have you. And then all of a sudden they want to tell it. I'm not going to tell those stories where, oh, this was it was two gay pastors or two gay men, and then you done got mad
Right.
because y'all broke up, and then you want to come to me and bust and spill all the beans on your ex-lover.
Right.
No, I
Right.
don't want that story.
Right.
I don't want to report that story. Y'all were two consenting adults. Y'all did whatever y'all did. Y'all, whatever, and then it broke down and went down. Now, if you were violated, if you were taken advantage of, if you were given money and somebody was lying to you, that's a horse of a different color. So, and I after what I learned today, um,
You see it in a different light.
yeah, and I finding out what was unfolded about his mom, uh, I may have a better understanding and compassion for him because he's coming from a very, dysfunctional situation. If in fact that's true, or if there's some level of validity to it. Because now the other part about it is, y'all, not only, and I know she probably don't want me to say this, but not only was Sheila supporting Apostle Earhart with the church, don't cover your face, but she also was kind
Mhm.
enough
I
to
told you they
support him
having a meeting on his
personally
live.
with um, with him to have a place to live, her and her family. So anyway, um, anything else that you want to address or bring clarity to? I'm not going to put you in a position to, say anything, or that I don't want you to think that I have any desire for you to say anything negative about your friend and your leader, but anything that you wanted to explain and that are shed light on far as, you know, how this has how you have encountered this, unfortunate level of circumstance. Because I mean, for me as a blogger, it's hot because it has all of the, hot juicy stuff
Mhm.
for a story. But behind that, I do understand and get that you all are real live human beings, and
Mhm.
these are your live your real life situation, and it keeps just building up, the girls, the physical altercation, then the church being um, um, vandalized, and I mean it's just like, I
Mhm.
hate to say it, but week to week, it keeps being something else. Now he done married Mary. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? And
mm,
and then Guzman and Tyreek and the whole situation is just like, man,
yeah,
it just
yeah.
keeps unfolding. So I appreciate you coming on, but anything that you wanted to address or say, or, maybe shed light, or, you know, uh, bring some level of clarity to, I certainly want to give you that opportunity.
I just wish that people would just have more compassion on stuff that people go through and not be so ready. And I understand your position. You're a blogger. This is what you do, you know, to make a living, to have a certain status and all that or whatever. But at the same time, like, we are people of God and we have to represent Christ at all times. And for people to just, you know, um, twist stories and just cause so much division and, just so eager to hear negativity about people because when um I first heard about it, I didn't know who you were until like a couple months ago when, you had posted my picture with Apostle and another young man or whatever. And I was joking about it. I was gonna share it on my page. And everybody's like, no, Pastor, don't put that on your page. I was like, why not? It's funny to me, because first of all, it's not
Because you
true.
knew the reality or the truth. Right, right, right.
Right. So I was never mad because I even said to you, William, out of all the pictures on my page, why you pick that, picture, So I was laughing about it. When you haven't done anything and you know that your conscience is clear, there's no reason to be mad. You only get mad when, you have something to hide or, you've done something. And that was just my stance. I just didn't allow it to affect me. Apostle was very upset, because even I said to you, like, he has a mother. Nobody wants to go on Facebook and see their child just being disgraced. And like you said, a lot of stuff is self-inflicted, but at the end of the day, we don't know the root. I mean, I know the root, you know what I mean? And that's why I can be so compassionate. And that's why I can still to this day say that, he is my friend. Not in a disrespectful way or anything like that. But, at the end of the day, he is my friend and I've always covered him. And I know that no matter how far I go, no matter how long I'm away, I know that I can show up to wherever he is and cover him and he will be fine with it. And I just feel that that's what the body of Christ as a whole need to do. We need to cover each other more and stop trying to destroy each other. And a
I
perfect
have a
example.
that I have a conflict with that.
Okay,
Because Matthew, in the book of Matthew, says that he that covereth sin will not prosper. I think that
not
sometimes we as
covering the sin. I'm not talking about cover because we cannot condone. The Bible
right,
says, shall we continue in sin? God forbid. No, I'm not talking about covering the sin. The
okay,
Bible says that love covers a multitude of sin. And that's where my stance is.
okay,
My love covers him.
yeah,
I've never
right.
condoned, the behavior. And I've made that clear, but
Because
when
also, I'm gonna say this: I know that I'm an agent of the Holy Ghost,
Mhm,
and God uses man and woman to do His handiwork.
mhm,
And so, I know that we sometimes get to a place where we think about the Bible and, you know, excuse me, how stuff was happening back in biblical times where, God just did such and such or what have you. But now and modern times he uses people to carry out his will.
Absolutely.
And I feel that at times he uses me and others like me
Mhm.
to expose and to shed light on some of these uh, damnable things that are taking place, uh, in his name. And a lot of stuff when it comes to church, and especially those of us that are Black Pentecostal churches, and
Mhm.
from that experience, a lot of this stuff that happens with us and within our organizations happens because sometimes we esteem our leaders too highly.
Mhm.
A lot of times we'll know, but because my bishop asks me, because my pastor asks me,
Mhm.
we'll know something is wrong, or we'll know that it's not our best judgment. But like how you were saying in the beginning, I had pure intentions when I
Mhm.
did such and such. You didn't intend to try to be running and controlling the church. You wanted to just see your church and your friend that was also your pastor. You wanted to see and assist him be in a position to, be able to do ministry. If you wanted to call a revival, be able to have a revival and not having to check with, the owner of the building, or trying to center your services around whatever times and, whatever they had going. And so I totally get it. But at the end of the day, I think that it was some things that was going on, because before stuff like this happens, that voice, the Holy Ghost, is speaking and telling Sean, stop. Don't do that. You're going too far. We get in
Mhm.
trouble when we turn a deaf ear to that.
Yep.
And I think
And
that
when
that's what
and
was happening. And the Bible says that warning comes before destruction. And that's what was going on in regard to this. And that unfortunately he had to be exposed because he was not heeding the warning. But anyway, I appreciate you coming on. I hate that Norris wasn't able to join. I don't know, maybe we can't have two people. I've had two people on before at one time. I don't know if that might have been it. But I appreciate you, and thank you for coming in and shedding some light. And you know, we'll continue. Oh, there go the fam.
that's my daughter.
The family is coming in. So, you have some a lot, but tomorrow and the next time, if necessary, definitely you're always welcome to come back.
Yep, and I will. I
I
will. But
appreciate
I
it. You got
appreciate
to come back
you
and tell
too.
us about your play, and tell us about your son, the talented actor, and
Oh yes.
all the other great stuff you got going.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you so much, William, for having me on here. And so
Yes, thank you for joining
you're
and being
welcome.
able to um and trusting me enough to be vulnerable and transparent. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you as well. Yeah, but we'll talk.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. So anyway, so that was Sheila, very supportive of her friend, and I believe that she's saved and loves God for real, and really does not want to um, you know somewhat share, some of the repulsive things about her friend Norris. Let's see if Norris is around. Norris, see if you can, now that Sheila's off, see if it'll work if you send a request again. uh, Norris is a little bit more straightforward, and it will definitely bring the fire and the thunder that that I don't think that I don't think um, that Sheila would. Let's see if how can I, let's see if I can um, request him. Uh, okay. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it works. Reverend, I'm trying to add you. In the name of Jesus, let it work. Let him be able to come on here right now. Come on here. We need your father to get in the airwaves, in the highways, and in the airwaves, and get out here. Thank you, Melvin. Melvin says it was interesting. It has definitely been very interesting. And one of the things that I tell you is that at first, with talking to Jamaica Shine Earhart, he was very transparent and uh, shared, sincere information. And like I said, it probably never would have seen the light of day. But then, unfortunately, okay, it keeps saying, Norris, that you are not answering. I don't understand why it's saying that. Uh, let's see here. Okay, Norris, um, are you still okay? So now I'm trying to add you. Okay, now do you see the request? Let's see if we can get, because all of this, and also, Norris, did you get any more details on the fight at the funeral? Because that story is coming out of Philadelphia as well. It says no answer from live video guest. Okay, okay. Norris, close out of the live and then come back into the live. And then what I'm going to try to do is bring you in when it says that you're watching. Close out of the live and then try to come back in. All right, y'all. Okay, so this is the bombshell. And uh okay, close out of the live and then try to come back in. Close out like you're not going to watch anymore, and then come back. Let's try that. Okay, so this is the bombshell that we found out today. I first discovered the whole situation with, okay, it says you're back, you said that you're back. Now it's not giving me, it's not, it didn't give me that prompt where it says I could bring, that you're watching and that I could bring you on. Okay, send me the request now. Okay, now I got the request. Let's see if this works, you all. John McKinney says he's not serious. I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to jump to a conclusion. I'm trying to figure out why it worked for Sheila is working for everybody else. We have people on almost every night. Um, I'm not sure. Okay, it says no answer from the live video guest. So it's something going on evidently on your end. Um, I that's the only thing I can presume. Is there anybody else that let's see, is, that we could send a thing to? Because I mean, we saw that Sheila was able to come on, so it's definitely working. So anyway, one of the things that we discovered or found out today is originally the, a girl named a girl named Nikki Moses. Um, I keep trying to accept. Okay, now like this thing says Janine Reed is um is watching, and I try. Okay, Andre Ford says he's playing games. Oh wow. Um, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know why um I don't know why it's not working when it's been working for others. Okay, so one of the things that dropped this atom bomb, though, so there was a girl by the name of Nikki Moses, and Nikki Moses, back about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, was engaged to Jamaica Sean Earhart, and she was engaged to him, and then there was a guy by the name of Zach Williams that she was accused of having an affair with. Well, we found out today that she was not. Uh, Okay, someone says Elizabeth Victoria Love says that if you have an Android, well, see, that's not the case because Sheila has an Android. Sheila has an Android, and she was able to come on. I, I know that specifically that she has an Android because um, when I text her. Um, when I text her earlier today so that she would have the page because she was not aware of my monetized page. She was just aware of my personal Facebook page. So anyway, we found out that Nikki Moses was at one time engaged to Jamaica Shine Earhart, and it was speculated that she was having an affair with the guy by the name of Zach Williams, and they both worked at some radio station together. Well, come to find out, she was not. We don't believe that she was actually having an affair with Zach Williams. However, she, in fact, allegedly has been having an affair with Mother Earhart, and that she is bisexual, and that Jamaica Shine Earhart's mother is been in a lesbian twist with her. And then once he discovered the truth, he actually physically jumped on his mother, and they had some level of woo! Child, let me tell you. Child, let me tell you. This thing, this story right here has woe me out, okay? Because it keeps on, it ain't no end to it. It keeps on getting worse and worse as each day go by. It just peels back like a rotten onion, and more details. John, let me tell you, look, listen, Nikki, and then Nikki was involved with, and so this is why I wanted him to come on. Oh, okay, here's my burner. So Nikki was involved with, um, oh my God, what's that preacher's name? I can't even, okay, so all of this goes back to, um, now, oh, it's just so much. And then it goes back to Nikki being involved. Um, but so John said this thing is getting out of hand. Listen, let me tell y'all, it is so many twists and so many components to this very complicated story and the behavior with these people that is absolutely unreal. Like this thing unfolds like a movie. It just it the way that it consistently just, additional stuff and additional information just keeps coming out and keeps coming forward until it's just absolutely, I mean, it is absolutely unreal. So and then um this guy gets involved because this is the girl that jumped on Sheila, that went to court and was charged. Then this is that guy's um, baby mama, and so all of it just keeps peeling back, and um, and being, you know discovered, and it's just absolutely amazing. The whole the whole aspect of it is just, you know, absolutely incredible. So anyway, um, y'all, we just, you know, just have to keep on keeping on, and and let it all just kind of like play out and see how it all unfolds. Um, uh-uh. And just see how it all uh, unfolds, because, you know, I don't know. It's just a lot to it. It's a whole big, messy situation. All right. So, what additional topics do we have uh, for tonight? I don't think I have. I don't think I have discussed everything that was on my list for tonight. But we have been on for almost 2 hours. Anything else that I didn't? What else was my? Oh, let's get into this. So there's more fallout. There's more fallout that is coming as a result of the Donnie McClurkin story. So wait a minute. I'ma just sit this right here for a second, y'all, and um. Okay, let's see. Okay, 1 second. I gotta be right. I'll be right back. Okay, so there's more fallout that's coming as a result of the Donnie McClurkin story. Now, I've had a number of people that have, I guess, tried to play somewhat devil's advocate and question me and the idea of bringing it up. Um, is there anyone on? Let's see, who else is on here? Is Mother Herself still here? Who else is on here? I want somebody that come on and have a discussion about this. Okay, I'm still trying to see if I can get North. Let's see. I don't understand why this is not working for him. Now it won't even bring him up as a viewer. Let's see. All right. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. We got a request. Let's see. It said I was unable to add you. What is going on here tonight? Why is it saying I can't add her? Mm. Okay, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Mother, maybe you need to close out of the live and come back. So anyway, so we had some fallout. Some people are trying to defend Donnie. Some people are saying that there was a number of let me go to it and read some of the comments. Um, and y'all can tell me what y'all thoughts are. I'm gonna go to it and try to read some of the comments from the post and see what y'all have to say. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so these it's I guess it's over 169 comments. Um oh, let's see.
Sweetie,
There she is. What's going on, baby?
nothing, honey, laying up in this bed. I was listening to you and that gal she trying to keep herself from getting a lawsuit, bless her heart. But the motherfucker would have stole my money and tore up my shit. You know, it would have been hell and it would have been hell and brimstone, babe.
Um I'll say this. I believe she's a sincere friend, but she is loyal to him to a fault.
Mhm.
And to her own somewhat personal detriment. Um, a
Yeah,
lot of the
she seems like
stuff.
she seems like she's just how can I put it? She's more of a friend to him than he is to her. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm gonna say this. I didn't say it to her, but I'm sure she'll hear about it. Um, I'm wondering. I hate to say this because she's married, but I'm wondering were they maybe romantically involved, or did they maybe back in the past have a attraction or liking to each other? Because I just can't, you know what I'm saying? I just can't for the life of me get to a point where, like, at what point do you cut the person off? And see, a lot of the stuff that he told me, I probably would have kept had he not flipped out and switched up on me.
Mm-hmm.
You, you see what I'm saying? Like, I probably would have covered him and, you know, not necessarily shared that he had erectile dysfunction, not shared that he had what he called a young son in the ministry, literally performing sexual acts while he masturbated and watched. I probably would not have shared, you know, some of those horrific details. Now, today, we find out that his mama and his ex fiance he busted them having sex. So, like, how do you deal with? So that's probably why he's so messed up, because of all of the
Wait a minute. 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 Let me get this situated. You mean to
right?
tell me that boy done caught his mama and his ex-woman flat backing while they was eating the carpet on each other?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
And the ex fiance is, what do you call it? Okay, like, you got a daddy that y'all have to take care of. So the ex fiance is the caretaker for his mama and gets her check, gets her social security, or her, you know, her monthly check.
So
Her
she's get
dis
so she's her guardian. And she's guarding her in a
She
sexual.
damn near she damn near the
She
stepmom.
showed.
That's a that,
Wait a minute.
because
Ain't
they
no
almost.
damn near. Ain't no damn near. She the stepmama. Shit. She she eating up everything at the house, getting paid to eat. Lord Jesus in the night.
So
And you see, you didn't finish saying he jumped on his mama.
he jumped on his mother when he found out that his mama and his ex fiance was going together. He came home to the house that now Sheila was a big friend to him, because Sheila husband's family had a house that was in the control of Sheila's husband.
Oh, no,
And
no.
he and his mama didn't have nowhere to stay. So not only did Sheila secure the church, but Sheila allowed Sean and his mama to rent the house that had gotten that her husband had gotten through an inheritance, when somebody died in his family.
I'm gonna say
So
this.
this one woman was supplying his personal housing, and she secured and was supplying and paying the rent for the church building.
Now I'm gonna say this, okay? I listened to everything she had to say. I'm because you said, now, mother, you can't be real raw. But I don't know how to be nothing but sanctified and raw. Okay? Uh
Okay.
bitch, y'all fucking. That's all I can say. And see, and y'all been fucking. And your husband's a wuss. Your husband's a wuss. He's a little punk ass. He's a wuss. Cause ain't no way in hell if this was my husband and he gonna help the pastor's wife and her husband, and he gonna give them a church, help them get in the church and give them a place to stay. That's some bullshit, baby. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. And she's so, and I'm going to cover him, and I'm going to, yeah, y'all fucking, honey. Y'all fucking hard too. And he's a little fatty, so I wouldn't have him. I was shit. He has erectile dysfunction. So the pill is not working, and neither is the pump. So he gonna have to go. He gonna have to go to Florida and get him a DL.
Well, see, he was having Rashad.
Who is Rashad?
Rashad was one of his little spiritual sons.
Oh well,
And
know.
so he was soliciting the effort of Rashad to screw the men and women that he couldn't get it up to screw. And see, he would just masturbate and watch them have a screw.
baby, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, I told you I was the one used to bring the brisket to mother and them teas and stuff. And you know, mother and them didn't like them apostles and them evangelists and all of that. Cause she said that was, you know, and they always talking about that's their son and that's their daughter. And mama said that was just a nice little term for them to go and eat on each other. I
Mm.
believe she ain't lied. I believe she ain't lied because
And
mother and them was
see,
talking. Your, mo-
that's it.
your mother and them said that, you know, them
And see, that's
evangelists.
the thing that's so crazy about this and why it keeps coming up, because it keeps having all these additional elements to it. And it's so vile and so low down. I mean, this is like a Tyler Perry movie script. I mean, the way it just keeps rolling back, and then you got the one main plot, and then over here you got all these subplots and sub stories. That's just absolutely incredible, and then all of them going to church together on a weekly basis with all of this stuff going on herself. I
What?
mean, it's
I mean, here's the deal. This shit been going on for years. Okay? This shit been going on for years. It's just now, you know, they used to keep it hush hush until you die and all these extracurriculars children start coming out or somebody get mad and then they tell off on you. Now this, you know, this extracurricular dyking and homosexual things they doing stuff. Because like I told you, I got some of everything in my family line. So,
that's right.
you know, but at the same token, uh, they've been defiling the church, baby. They've been defiling it. And in her instance, she's weak. And I wouldn't put it past her and her husband and him and his wife. You know, I'm thinking somewhere along the line, somebody came up short. And the way it sounds like it was him.
Mm.
You know, I'm thinking, you know, I don't know, I wasn't there. But I know one damn thing, you ain't gonna be able to stand shit my husband inherited. We be getting some money out of shit. So you know he wasn't paying no rent.
On either one of the
Uh-uh.
places.
Now, so yes, some fucking going on. I'm sorry, Jesus, but that's what they was doing. They was fucking. Free
And then the
fucking,
guy,
free
so
fucking
then
at that.
the guy, so the mother can't stand the woman Mary that he married. So the mama moved out and moved in with his ex fiance, who he caught having um, sex with his mama. So he forgave his mother. They started living together in Sheila and her husband's house, and then the mother did not like Mary. Now, what I'm trying to determine is that whether or not Mary and Sean were shacking, because I'm trying to figure out why would the mother have to move if if Mary wasn't living there. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no difference if I don't like you. If we're not living together, if we're not cohabitating, it doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Mary, what I have deduced that they haven't said is that 9 times out of 10, Mary was shacking with Sean, and that's why the mother and her Sean's mother and his now new wife Mary was not getting along, and that's why the mother moved in with his ex fiance
Now let me
who
ask you a question. Exactly what the hell is wrong with the mama that she needed a caregiver?
I don't know. I don't know if she's just old. Evidently, she don't need that much of a caregiver if he caught her having sex with his ex fiance.
Okay. Well, and then too, you have to understand too,
And then
Mary.
we done found out that they're not legally married because the man that married them is not a legitimate ordained elder.
Ah, damn. Well, I
And
think
then
John
the other
probably knew
man
that.
that she was married to, she was not legal. They was never legally married because that person, uh, their marital license wasn't ever turned in to the state.
She just a walking Rahab slash Jezebel all together, huh?
You know, she's like the woman at the well that had
Oh
five
yeah.
husbands, and the
And the
one
Lord,
she
wait a minute.
have is not.
And the Lord told her, "What now? One of them you."
I'm telling you, girl. I mean, the whole story just gets to be just more and more complicated. But I'm gonna put a pin in that. So let's get to the. Did you read my story and post on Donnie McClurkin?
Yes, and as a original gangster whore in the church, uh, the main rule when you go to a hotel is you put that little latch on there. If you
Well, he said it was broke.
uh, again when you go to these
So
hotels,
when if you a celebrity, if
uh-huh,
you're a
I'm
gospel
not going
celebrity
to be
and
in
a pastor,
uh-huh.
if you go to your hotel room and the latch on the door to your hotel room is broken, then why you didn't go downstairs and get them to switch you to another
See,
room?
that's my question there too. Something now, see, I didn't know all those little extra fine details. Now, when I went to New Orleans with my Q, because they had uh what do they call it, the clave or whatever,
Hmm.
and albeit it was bras all the way around, you know what I'm saying? But I'm with this bra, so you need to secure the door. Does that make sense? So,
Hmm.
I don't know, like I said, every hotel that I have ever been in, the door had to be secured. Now, if that latch is broken, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna stay in there.
Mm-mm.
And then he came on the computer and he said he went on to sleep. Okay, I know, okay, I know I trust the Lord and he's my God. But he also said to watch, fight, and pray. I'm not gonna be, and he also said be careful for nothing. So, I'm gonna make sure my door is locked. Some of that,
Okay, so I'm gonna go on and tell y'all because I know you may not know or be aware of some of these intimate details. Okay, they have just like they got for heterosexual people that they have apps like Tinder and what have you for folks to hook up. They got apps that gay men use where you can find somebody within a 5-10 mile radius that's hot, horny, and ready to go just like you.
okay.
Now, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. That room door was left cracked and ajar from whoever he was getting ready to encounter.
Hmm.
Okay?
Hmm.
This ain't nothing but some kind of weird situation like what Jesse Smollett got caught up in.
And he came up with this elaborate lie
And
that
he
they tied
came
him
up
up
and he
and
tried to
totally
get ahead of it,
talking.
Marcel.
Hmm.
He tried to get ahead of it and come up with this and post about this before possibly whatever. Because this is the thing. I'm trying what I bet happened, and the reason why he put it out there is because when the man and his dog accidentally went and entered the wrong room, I have done that before. I travel a lot. I have gone and gotten off at a floor higher or a floor lower than mine, but I didn't have a key, and my key wasn't working. I know one time I was traveling, and I think I was in St. Louis, and I was on 18 or 19, and I had gone to the wrong floor, and I was there. with my key trying to get in somebody else's door.
Yeah, I
I'm
had
gonna tell
that
you
happen
another,
too.
and
Yeah, I
and,
had that
and
happen
they
too.
and they heard me at their door, and then the person opened up the door, and I was started hollering and screaming because I was like, "Oh, who is this in my room?"
Mhm,
You know.
mhm.
And so
And
then I remember.
I've had an instance too when I went to Houston and I stayed, and they it was a couple of people in front of us, and they didn't key the card that needed to go to my door. You know what I'm saying? When we
Mhm,
were putting the card in, it wasn't working, so we had to go back downstairs to get the right card. You see what I'm
mhm.
saying? So yeah, I can
Well, I
understand that.
remember one time at the AIM meeting in Cincinnati. I was staying next door to Mother and Bishop Ted Thomas, and Mother Thomas. We all got after the repast. We all getting off of the elevator and going to our rooms. Mother was ahead of me, walking down the hallway, and she came to my door. She went to my door and was trying to get in my room. And I was like, "Oh, Mother," I said, and she said, "Oh, child," she said, "McCray, we right next door to each other," but her room was one down.
Right.
So I know that this is the problem. He's trying to say
I mean, because I
that
locked the
man,
door. Why would you leave
the
your door
man,
open? Is the question.
his door was ajar. The man, uh he trying to say that the man had a key to his room, and he used the key and came on in the room. That's not what happened. What 9 times out of 10 happened is that because he's a gospel celebrity, he was traveling and he was getting ready to have an anonymous sexual
Yeah,
encounter,
yeah,
because he ain't going to be on no app, and he's not going to tell whatever random man that he's meeting and hooking up with. He ain't getting ready to tell them, "I'm Donnie McClurkin, a famous gospel music singer." He's
no,
not going to
no.
say that.
He have to have an
And so
anonymous.
it's
Yeah,
no telling. Now this is the part that I want to know. I'm trying I it ain't no telling what kind of state that man and his dog found Donnie in that room. He was probably naked
yeah.
as a
Because you got up
J.
and you ran out of there, and I'm like, well, what was your clothes?
And so and he probably was concerned that man was going 9 times out of 10 tell. And then what kind of hotel are you at where it's no person on duty, and you go downstairs and I mean the whole thing where you are trying to explain and you're trying to give all of these elaborate all you if anything, if he wanted to get ahead of it and say something, he could have just simply said that in the other night in Memphis, um, somebody I accidentally came into my room mistakenly thinking it was theirs, and left it at that. All of this that the latch was. See, the thing about it is the way it don't even make any sense, because the mere fact that the latch that was what it wasn't broke. You've put that latch in the door to leave that door open for when that trade was getting ready to
Yeah,
come in there. See, that's the
the dog
same way
went there,
Derek.
and the dog came in.
And see, that's the same way Derek Favors was found dead.
Really?
Derek Favors down there where you live, who was an apostle and bishop under Herman Murray, and Daryl Favors was going every week to a cheap motel on what's that street down there? One of them access roads over there by that bookstore. Uh,
Caroline.
Morning, hot Morningside, morning. What? What's the
Was it in
name?
Fort Worth or was it in
It
Dallas?
was in Dallas. And y'all got one of in Dallas. Y'all got a lot of access roads
Right.
that run parallel to the freeway, but it's one of them called Morningside or Morning something. It's over there by that Renaissance. It's over by the
Okay.
Renaissance. And anyway, he went to that cheap motel and with five other men,
Yeah. Hmm.
and he was found dead. Uh, uh head down on his knees, head down behind up in the air, naked with that dildo and that hallucinating drug that make you high and like euphoric. They do it
Are
when
you
they
HCT?
it's something that you snort it. It's not cocaine, but it's some kind of liquid stuff that you snort, and
Water?
it makes you. Is it
They
what?
call it water.
No, they call it something else. It's a hallucinogen, and because see the man is the other guy in New Jersey that was a gospel radio announcer, and he would do his radio show out of his house, and he did use the stuff on one of his male victims, and the man said when he woke up and came to, he was naked in the, in the, and so and see, it's so many little, and so they done made all these comments on my personal page as well, on my public page that we on now, trying to defend Donnie. And I don't know why they're trying to defend her. I have a large constituency of followers that are gay men, and a lot of them are gay men, and they also in the church. And so they know that behavior.
Well, and then on top of that,
And it's just some stuff that you can't explain away. Now, I would have just remained quiet, but see, for whatever reason, he panicked and he felt like that man or, or somebody from that hotel was gonna say something. That's what I
who was the
deduced.
woman that said she wanted to take him back up to his room and make it right?
Now that's what he said.
Mm.
She was supposed to have been a manager, and she contacted him the next morning at 9:45. I mean, he goes into this long Okay, you want me to read it? Let me go on and read it. Let's go to his page and let's read this foolishness. We got time tonight, y'all. The Cash App is down there.
Please donate to the church fund, the church traveling fund, the church
Yes.
building and traveling fund.
Okay, let's go to his page because he said he got over 700,000 comments. Okay,
So the manager was trying to flat back with him the next day.
maybe so. Okay, so this is what he says. In my hotel room after 12 midnight in downtown Memphis tonight. While in bed, my door opens and someone comes in my room with a dog. The dog begins to bark and lunge at me on his leash. I go ballistic and they run out of my room to their room on my floor. Unbelievable. I go down to the front desk to raise all kind of sand and vehemently complain. Guess what? No manager. I have them call and wake the night manager who is at home and I go ham on them. Get this. While, get this. While at the front desk, a fan comes up and introduces herself and tells me how much I've ministered to her, and then offers to repay it by coming to my room. This was a job for security, but there was none. And now the noise of loud music from Beale Street is still going on. Now I'm sitting up after 1 a.m. posting this concern that someone else will try to breach my room and privacy in the five-star hotel where everybody knows my name. That gives out keys to people liberally. Notoriety has its disadvantages. Good Lord. If it could happen only it could only happen to me. I gotta stop traveling alone. V I don't know what he was trying to say. Forget this. I'm going to bed. Laugh out loud. Okay, so he said that. He came back. That was 3 or 4 days ago. Now he comes back with this update. Now this is where he gets real elaborate with the details. Memphis update. Over 700,000 people were reached by my story at the hotel stay in Memphis. I posted on Saturday. However, 4,000 of you commented and emphasized, sympathized, advised, prayed, and supported me in this most bizarre occurrence. Here's what happened in the aftermath. The night went badly, and I didn't get any sleep for fear of whomever invaded my room possibly returning. There was no other room to be switched to at 1 a.m., and the latch on the room door was broken. After placing, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Me and my little stingy ears. Um, Or maybe I'll be putting them in wrong. Okay. All right. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's the wrong ear. Okay, here's the right ear. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Okay, so it was broken after placing the little refrigerator up against the door. What is the little, you
Wait a
know,
minute, hold on. You done unplugged them folks shit. He done placed a little refrigerator up against
what
the
is the
door.
little refrigerator gonna do in front of the door if somebody come in?
Not
And you don't have no latch on the door, they just gonna push the refrigerator out the way. It's not gonna be
not
like it's
that.
not. See, this is why I know he's lying because it's getting more and more ridiculous. Okay, after placing the little refrigerator up against the door, I stayed awake until 9:20. That's when the manager called my room and gave me her findings after viewing the hotel video that she watched to get answers to whom it was that entered. It was a manager. Now, why is the manager at work with a dog? Okay, that's one. A new manager who had just moved into the hotel from another city was in room 646, fake number, and I was in room 546. He had taken his dog for a walk after midnight and forgot his room number, used his master key, and he and his dog entered the room. Instead of simply staying and stating that he made a mistake and talking with me, he grabbed his dog and ran before I could get my pants on.
Oh
And so
my.
there you go. We letting him know. He letting us know that he
Yeah,
was
you was
naked.
naked.
He was letting us know that he was naked before I could get my pants on and get to the door. Simply, he panicked and had just stayed and explained to me, had he just stayed and explained to me that he made a mistake, I would have been relieved and able to sleep and not be in fear of an intruder coming back. I again went ballistic. Now, here's the show of integrity. I never had such integrity and accountability in a hotel. The manager attends claimed absolute culpability and took total ownership of wrong without making one excuse. She, the manager, apologized profusely. Get this, she said, I saw your post and put on Facebook, and I'm so sorry that this happened, which had reached over 600,000 people at the time, only 7 hours. I purposely did not post the name of the hotel so as to not harm their image. I am glad I didn't because they showed wholeheartedly respect and rectified it. True hotel customer service. The manager who entered the room called and profusely apologized without being coerced, and then came up to me in the lobby to apologize face to face. Owned it and was so genuine in his. Now he's letting us know that he was a man, and his apology, integrity. They comped my entire stay, moved me to the presidential suite, and gave me an extra night for free as well. I am sending flowers tomorrow. That's how Memphis treated me. Seems as if all of this and of Memphis rose up, and I truly appreciate Memphis treated me wonderfully. It wasn't a slight against Memphis. If anything, it was to show real love in Memphis. The people loved on me in the streets, restaurants. Shout out to Piccadilly's BB King's, the greatest music and bands. BB King All Star Band slammed the hotel. Brown Baptist pastor and lady Bishop Brandon Porter Jerome, Chris Chisholm. Memphis is wonderful. I wanted to bring you all up to date. Some of you already know what hotel it was, but after such wonderful service and heartfelt love shown, I will be back. Thank you all. Okay, so 9 times out of 10, if he was that close to Beale Street, nine times out of 10, he was at the Westin, because the Westin is right next door to Beale Street. Let me say that. Let me tell y'all what was going on. He was on one of them apps. We already know he's testified that
And
he has
he
struggled
still,
and been
he still,
struggled
he still,
with
he still
homosexual
bothers him. Yeah.
with with homosexuality. So we already know that. 9 times out of 10, and because it's still a struggle and people fall short, people get horny, people or whatever. He had a lapse and a slip in judgment. He got on one of them apps and he was gonna hook up anonymously 9 times out of 10 with a man that he was chatting with on one of those apps. He was probably naked and head down, ass up in the air, ready for whatever level of action was going to take place. Whoever that fake, I don't believe for one bit that it was a manager that was moved in and that was staying. All of these are elaborate lies and details that is so unnecessary.
Well, I got a
No,
question.
that
How is it they
person
didn't have him
accidentally came in that room.
in?
That person accidentally came into. Now this is one case scenario. Let me give you one case scenario. One case scenario is the person staggering in, probably late. It's late at night, after midnight. They staggering in, and they pushed open that door to the wrong room, thinking it was their room. That could have happened. Or let me tell you the other part that could have happened. This, and I think it was this part. I think the nigga that he was getting ready to screw showed up and was not interested.
Oh, well, that can happen.
Saw that it was Donnie McClurkin and was getting ready to get on his computer and on his social media and blast that he was getting ready
Be with.
to hook
Mm.
up with Donnie McClurkin. And Donnie then panicked and said, let me get ahead of it before Trade put me out there. Now
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's
because you know that
what that,
now you know them youngins, they quick to go to the internet on ever
uh,
find.
and don't care.
Eh.
And don't care.
Mm.
And he coming up with all these elaborate details and elaborate stories and going through all of this and telling all kind of lies and fairy tale. My name is not Alice, and I don't live in Wonderland.
At all.
No, and I'm not bit more buying it. That man or whoever showed up wasn't interested in him, and he was butt naked to a bullfrog in whatever state that man found him in, and he was gonna tell it.
Mm. And I believe they still gonna tell it too. If you don't come up with no money.
I want him to come to me. I have him on immediately and let
You gonna
him
tell
tell. Oh yeah,
they gonna tell it.
he they gonna they are going. And not many days hence, the truth is gonna come out, and it would have just been better for him to leave this alone. So anyway, so some of the people are trying to defend Donnie, and then when I had my lawsuit, um, and I had done a story on this guy that was caught with another guy by his wife, and his wife divorced
Mhm.
him. So it was like all of this ugly stuff. Now, it's a picture that's out there of a man. You don't see you don't see his full face. You just see like this part of his face.
Mhm.
And at that time, um, I was uh, wearing my hair sort of like in an afro bob or whatever.
Okay.
And so the man had a similar hairstyle, and he was laid on his side with his legs cocked up with a pink dildo, shoving it up in his behind. Now that was sent all over the land, and it was said that it was supposed to have been allegedly me. Now, for at least the past 15 years, I have had nails and a well manicured hand forever. So when I had to go before Bishop Blake and the general board, and they wanted to ask me, I told them in the meeting, do you want me to stand up? Because that's not my tail. That wasn't my behind. And I said, and those was not my hands. So you had this one blog guy, or this one guy that wanted to be a blogger, that's going to attempt to try to insult me me and say, oh, don't you remember? I have never ever turned my tail up and took pictures with no sex toy ever in my life.
How you gonna get back there? I don't understand how they do that. How you?
Well, you
I mean,
well they I mean I wish if I didn't think my page would get shut down, I would show you and I'll inbox you the picture because it's clearly not me. And then this is the other part. I have been blogging and exposing people and incidents for between 10 to 15 years. I won't, if I'm some wow raging, and I'm glad Rich is on here. If I'm some wild raging homosexual, then Jesus said, bring my accuser to me. Where in the hell are all my men, Harcel? As popular as I am, wouldn't every 5 or 10 minutes, if I had been having encounters, that folks would
Come
be
on,
coming
that's
forward
and they're not
and
gonna be no
letting the world know
secret.
that they screwed Sir William,
They
or that they had some kind of, wouldn't they be telling it?
they be telling it all over town.
Let me tell you.
I know,
Let's be
baby.
clear.
If they
Let's
been
be
with you,
clear.
if they been with you, even if they lying on
So
you,
y'all can praise the Lord and kiss my entire
don't
ass
forget to blow
with
a hole.
with all of that bull crap. If I have been running around, if I have been running around, as much as I travel, if I have been running around and having all kind of illicit and wild sex, then where's all the men at? Bring them forward.
Yeah, at
Uh,
least there'll be some names behind it.
Bring
I mean, that's
them
my
forward.
pick. That's me. That's me. That's me. You know, um, yeah, that's me. I think it'll be some names tagged to it. So when you
Just come
such and
for,
such out in the bed, just
come
like that
forward
little Wells
and
boy.
expose me and tell the world that you
Yeah,
screwed
but like
me.
they did that little Wells boy. They put a name along with who he was with. Every last one of them that has been exposed, they
No,
all
that boy was videoing him and himself with him and that man kissing, and then he was trying to send it to one person, and went live on Instagram, and it sent out to his full list. See, that's why when you getting ready to screw, you tell the nigga to leave their phone in their car. Don't bring your phone up to the hotel room.
well, now they don't need no phone. They just, chief, chief, chief.
Look at this little bad thing.
Uh-huh. That's chief.
And and so I mean, it's so ridiculous. If you Rich is on here, if you like Donnie, don't go through all these details of trying to make explanation.
That
No,
ain't gonna get
he
you
got
nowhere.
caught. He got caught up, and then it's always these foul. That's why sometimes I can't deal with that homosexual, that foul demonic spirit of homosexuality. I just can't deal with it sometimes, because they are, just like Kim Burrell said, they are is a spirit of delusion and confusion,
Mhm.
and they lie and they say stuff that they know is ridiculous and not true, and then they want to attack. They attack and fight their own kind, or people that it's obvious. I'm a blogger, and I talk about and I discuss happening situations and things, just like they all just like and Jesse Smollett. I like him. I've interviewed him over 6 or 7 times. He is a nice guy.
But he
I
lied.
like Jesse. I like Jesse. I think he's a nice brother. I think he supports African American causes. He supports the LGBTQ IA, or whatever it is, community, and he's a nice guy. However, as nice of a guy as he is, something very unfortunate and very unscrupulous happened that night with those African guys, and he attempted to get ahead of it and try to explain it before the ugliness of whatever it was got out. Because you can say this. You are very open and honest about your sexual prowess and, your younger days when, you was,
Hoeing.
exactly.
See, I
So,
had a nigga. Let me tell you something, baby. I always had been a nigga. But when that money got funny and you get an attitude, baby, I always had to see, because I come from a long line of sanctified filled with the precious Holy Ghost. Oh, so I know what to hear. I know what to hear. Yeah. Go
but the
ahead, baby.
point that I'm making is that when you have had encounters and experiences,
Mm-hmm.
you can decipher and file right through the BS.
True. True.
Something went on. And I'll say this. Let's just be honest. Can we be
Mm-hmm.
honest?
Let's be honest.
When you get horny, it's just like a dope fiend. It's just like a junkie that
I
gotta
gotta
get high.
get it. I gotta get it.
And you have lapses. That's why men and women get caught cheating, because when you get hot and when you get horny, you have lapses of sound judgment. Am I
Right.
talking
You
right?
talking right.
Things that you under normal conditions that would not do, that you know that this, oh, I shouldn't be put, I shouldn't. But see, your body is so turned on, all you can
Mm-hmm.
think about is that good screw you getting ready to have. So that whole level of what you normally wouldn't do,
You do it.
you forgo it, because
Mm-hmm.
your body is so responding and so caught up in that heat of the moment. Oh, I know y'all don't like this kind of teaching, but I know I'm talking right. I know that I'm talking right, and I'm walking heavy. Each and every person under the sound of my voice that is an adult that has had sex and it has and do have sex has had a moment in time where you have gotten horny and you have made an unwise decision. You either slept with somebody else's wife, you slept with somebody else's husband, whatever. And see, men, let me tell you something. And that's why homosexuality is so dangerous, because men can have sex without any emotional attachment to it at all. A man can fully be in love and love his wife and his family and his children and be out of town or be somewhere and get turned on and can have sex. And the moment that they have sex, the moment that they ejaculate, they ain't thinking about that hoe that they screwed
Hmm.
no more.
At all. You
And
just
y'all don't like this kind of
but
teaching,
it's the
and
truth.
that's the truth, and that's what happened. And I don't care about Rich and none of these other folks, Hawkins and none of these other folks that came on that page and tried to say that. Just say you like Donnie McClurkin.
That's it.
Just say you like Donnie McClurkin and you want to defend him to whatever end. But don't sit up and act like that we're not living and it's 2022 and that everybody is all of a sudden deaf, blind, crippled, and crazy.
No, sweetie. I mean, now, and then for years, like I told you, years and years ago, and it's still true to this day. When them preachers and things and them women go to them conventions, they go on a hookup with their boyfriends and girlfriends. So, and if he was going to uh Well, let me
He
give you
wasn't at
an
no convention. He was there singing and making money.
okay. Well, let me put it to you like this.
And he got horny and he went on one of them apps the same way Ernest Pugh and a whole lot of these other folks get on them apps and find out who is in a 5 to 10 mile radius is ready to screw right then. I mean, this ain't no rocket science.
Mm-hmm.
And these fags know because they on the app
Give me your
tonight. They getting
dog.
ready to get off this. They getting ready to get off my live, and they gonna be sucking dick and eating ass and everything else with whoever was up and down the street that was ready to get it in right then.
Uh-huh.
And y'all can sit up and talk like y'all like that. Y'all don't know what's going on and make all kind of lies and excuse the latch on the door didn't work and ooh, it wasn't nobody on duty. First of all, the moment that you went to the room and you saw that the latch on the door was broken, you immediately take your tail downstairs. You're supposed to be a gospel singer. And then what is a little hotel room refrigerator, putting that up against the door? What is a little refrigerator like that gonna do if somebody trying to come in a hotel room and kill you or do something to you? You think a little
Nothing.
refrigerator?
Not a damn
Exactly.
thing.
Now, Donnie, please stop, 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 stop,
Now I'm gonna tell you something.
stop. That man came in there and saw him butt naked to a bullfrog, and no telling what kind of condition his body is in down underneath his clothes. And whoever the man was not a bit more interested in Donnie than a man than a man in the moon, and he ran his ass up out of that room when he saw that 60-plus-year-old homosexual with his ass up in the air. That's what happened.
Well,
And y'all don't have to like this kind of teaching. And y'all can tell him that I said it. It don't stop. We fall down. That's what his song. We fall down. Just say that you fell down.
I'm gonna put you like this, and all these little children on here can say, now I am a superintendent of a Sunday school daughter. I have uncles and grandfathers who were ministers, and one of my godfathers that I love dearly, uh, very prominent bishop. Okay, and well, not I'm not gonna say he was in the Baptist. So Baptists don't have bishops; they just have preachers and pastors. So he told me to my head. I was sitting up crying and pining over my ex, and he told me, he says, "Baby, let me tell you something," because I never shade the fact that my ex was a kingpin. Okay, he says, "Never, ever, ever think that when he going out of town to do anything, that he ain't getting some pussy." He said,
Hmm.
whenever a preacher goes out of town, he say a truck driver, he say them dicks get hard because they used to get coochie at a certain hour of the day. He says they'll fuck anything, they'll fuck a plate to get the relief.
Hmm.
And he told
And
me
just
that.
like that's why that I'm gonna tell you something and people don't like it. That's why all of that is very risky, especially when women have been married and then they get divorced and they get remarried. I'm not for. I am not for a whole lot of intertwining with families. I don't like blended families. I don't like because see, in the middle of the night, a hard dick ain't got no
Damn
conscience.
sure dog, baby. And a wet pussy and an empty purse don't match.
And you get and you can watch all these Tyler Perry and Lifetime movies and everything else, and you wind up and your husband then slept with your cousin or your niece or somebody that needed a place to stay, and and they wake up late at night and go into the refrigerator. Y'all pass each other like thieves in the night, and stuff go down and stuff happen.
Cause you in your room
And they
sleep.
and yeah, and these folks can sit up and they can lie and they can act like that kind of stuff has not transpired and happened, but it does. It does happen, and that's why folks is running around damaged and messed up, and have been molested and violated and everything else. They know that it's happening because it's 9 times out of 10 it's been happened to your dumb behind.
Okay.
And then you want to come up, and then you want to come over
You
here
want
on
somebody
my
else.
post and act like you devil's advocate. Well, what was he doing? Oh, and it happens all of the time, and people do. Oh, please.
Hmm.
Please.
Well, I'm telling you now, honey, them latches work on them hotels so well. I want to know why
And
wasn't he in the,
I'm not gonna stay in no room that ain't got no latch for
okay,
the
but
door.
first of all, why wasn't he in the presidential suite? Since he's
He went
Donnie
to the
McClurkin.
presidential suite. You wasn't listening,
I
mother.
know what,
He went to the
but I'm just saying, why wasn't
they
he?
gave him the presidential suite to make up for wherever this situation was that
I heard you.
happened.
I heard you, but my question was, why wasn't he in there in the first place? Since he's Donnie McClurkin. Does that make sense?
Oh no, he was not. Well, I understand that, but a lot of that is more than what it's cracked up to be. He was probably in a decent
Mm.
room. He was probably in a decent room. He wasn't in no presidential suite, but he was probably in a decent room. But see the whole, and then he had to go into this whole lie about that. This whole lie about that it wasn't no other room to go to. First of all, the moment that when you checked in, when it was still daytime, when the sun was still up, and you found out that that latch wasn't on that door, and then you gonna talk about everybody knowing your name and knowing who you are, then you should have immediately. You ain't even got to be no celebrity. You should have immediately said, "Oh, the latch on the door doesn't work. I'm gonna need y'all to give me another room."
Or hook me up at one of your sister sites, one of the two.
Exactly.
Mhm. It makes a lot of,
What they call it, walking when you walk somebody. So please, ain't nobody's crazy and dumb and stupid. But anyway, I've been on here 3 hours. I'm gonna go on. It is time to get on off of here. My Cash App and my Zelle is down there. I hope that you all will feel so inclined to
oh, wait a
support
minute.
me.
Did you say today is your birthday or tomorrow?
December the 15th.
And what time is it?
I believe that it's already my birthday.
Okay. Well, let me give you this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my sweet William. Happy birthday to you.
All right, Ma. Oh my
Yeah, I'm
goodness,
sending
mother.
Jesus' soul saving blood flow
Yeah.
to you for continuous health, favor, grace, mercy, unmerited favor. Okay?
I,
Yeah, because
I
they tell because
appreciate
that
you.
Bible
You
says
can
that
sing.
yes, honey, I used to sing in the choir, but they won't let me sing in there now because that bass dropping, them drums hitting my booty get to twiggling I'm one of them go-go dancers.
I love it.
I'll be working
I
it.
love it.
I'll be working it. I ain't gonna even lie. So what Pastor lets me do is like when they sang them old 100s, I'm a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he'll let me, I can participate in that, but now.
Oh, I love those old songs.
Mm,
But I come on every night with one of them,
yeah,
and then I done
like it.
found that
I
girl,
like
and
this
then I
new
done
one,
found,
the one with the lady. I like
yeah.
the
Oh,
old one,
she
but
good.
I
She
love this
good,
new one,
baby.
honey, because she can stir it up. Do you hear me?
And she standing up there flat foot by herself with with nothing but a tambourine, and she wears them all the way out,
All by herself. Do you
all,
hear me?
all by her lonesome. I appreciate it. I love it. That's the way we used it. That was the sound of the church.
Okay, that's how you know you need to be in your seat. Cause
Listen,
baby,
yeah, they was coming in there. It was start. I mean, it would start out, and that organ would be cranking, baby.
okay,
That Hammond B3, it'd be
baby,
cranking.
yeah.
That was the sound, and you don't hear that sound no
Mm-mm.
more.
They have gotten away from, but you know who has the sound now?
Who?
The white church.
They're trying to be like a, as
Hmm.
somebody. It was a clip of some white apostolics, and baby, if they wasn't acting like they had just come out of Africa, I wouldn't have even known no different. They went to jumping and hollering, and now we sitting up in our black churches looking like we in
In a white church. Yeah.
yeah, and wanting to be quiet and sophisticated.
Having them dark services. See, I can't do that. Cut the light
Mm-mm.
on. I need to see who around me and what's going on. Cut the light on.
Oh, come on, the light turneth on. You
Okay.
can't hide.
No, honey, can't
Thank
hide, baby.
you. Thank you.
Well, I
They
love.
telling me happy
Yeah.
birthday. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, baby. God has been good to you to give you another trip around the earth. Praise
Oh,
God.
I
And we
know
love
it.
it. We
And
love
it's
him
so
for it.
sad. It's so sad about the guy that about Switch that committed suicide.
And I didn't know he was from Fort Worth.
Yeah, and you know what? Now that I think about it, he was from Fort Worth, and then
He went
he
out
had
dancing.
recently
So you
he
think you
went
can
back to
dance?
his right, but he went back not long ago to his on this last season of Ellen before they took her off. He went back to his high school and talked to one of his teachers that was in theater, and she was talking about how she knew that he was gifted and that he was going to make it. But I'm gonna tell you something, herself, that depression is so, a lot of times it's so heavy, and like this time of year, birthday time, I it even comes over me, that um battle it, because I have I'm so goal oriented, and I have so many aspirations and goals and things that I want to accomplish. And sometimes when your birthday rolls around, or sometimes when the holidays and the end of the year roll around, and you haven't gotten to where you want to be, it can get heavy. It can get depressing. And then when we're looking at social media, and you know these false senses of reality, and of, oh, this person's life is so interesting and so many better things is happening for them versus me. And you can sometimes get to a woe is me place or state, and a lot of times they just, folks don't realize it. And then for me, I can't be vulnerable with anybody.
Mhm.
I can't um
People
uh,
take the slightest little thing. But I want to say something to you. To look at me, could you tell that I've had two nervous breakdowns? I
mm-mm,
have. I had one when I was 19, and I had another when I was 23 years old. And both times, the first time I had one, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand. I didn't know. I was actually whooping everybody's ass. And mama and them was getting, I was right after I had my baby, and mother and them were getting ready to take me to a little place in Terrell, Texas, and they was going to turn me in. And
mm,
if it hadn't been for my godfather, I love him dearly. Reverend B.R. Daniel Sr. at Beth Eden Missionary Baptist Church. If it had not been for him telling Uncle Noel to stay their hand, he had me. Because when he met me, I cussed him from one end of Berry Street to the next. But he came in and he took our time with me, and he had to find out what was the core. And this is what I had a conversation with one of the ladies in the Kojic church. I say, in our church, we feel like we can give you a Bible scripture and pray about it and send you on out the door. They don't talk about it. And we need to talk about it because this is a real deal. We have pastors killing themselves, pastors' wives killing themselves because they absorb so much, but they have nowhere to release. So
Oh my
if we
God.
get to the point where we feel like it's not, we can, it's you went to go talk to a psychiatrist. Yes, I sure did. You take medication? Yes, I do. At one time I was half-ass taking it, and then there were times I wouldn't take it. But I had to keep in my mind, I have a child. I have a son, and I'd be damned. I'm going to let somebody else raise my baby. So I was cognitive enough to get some help. And I used to go and I would apologize to my child over and over and over and over. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And finally, my pastor's wife, she sat down and she told me, she says, don't you apologize, not now, other time. Because, see, let me tell you something. People will hold over your head, your predicament, your illness.
And exactly.
And once I got past that, things started to turn around for me. I think like you think, okay, it's folks my age and they've got this and they've got that. And then I see some of them folks out and I'm by myself and they get to talking because I love to make people laugh. But they'll come over here and get a hairstyle or something and we're talking. And they'll tell me it's all glitters ain't gold. They'll tell me how the pictures look cute on the book, but the reality is it ain't all that. See, I'm putting more forth of an effort and he ain't doing this, or I'm putting more forth of an effort and she ain't doing that. Or would you know she didn't come home? Or would you know he didn't come home? And I want to tell you also too, there are a couple of other bloggers that I listen to and stuff. They have a struggle too. It's not all that. It's not all that. Anton, he works for Ricky Smiley. If they don't get up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning with Ricky, you're going to miss out. You see what I'm saying? So, and then you think about those actors and actresses who die virtually penniless.
Yeah.
So you look at it like this right here. At least you got a hustle about you. At least you got something going for you. So that's a blessing. Now the question is, do I take my medicine now? Yes, I do. Do I have days? Yes, I do. Right now, I'm at the part where my mother was transitioning. My mama died literally here in this house where my salon is now. There was the dining area and she was sitting at the table and I had gotten her up to feed her and she was feeding herself and she gave me a look and I'm looking at her, I'm like, girl, you no, baby, you fixing to feed yourself. Let me get you some orange juice. I gave my mother a drink of orange juice out of one of her crystal glasses that she had purchased. And my mama flew back in her chair. She flew back in her wheelchair. And she was calling my name. And I thought my mother was choking. My mother's teeth were ragged, but they went straight. And I could not open my mama's mouth. And I was trying to call 911 and the line was busy. I'm like, God, what is it? What is it? And finally, when they got here, they worked on mother and mother's hand was closed because she had had a series of strokes. And I knew she was gone when she opened up her hand and it laid down beside her. and I begged her not to leave me. And she
Mm.
kind of opened her eyes because they were pumping her with the oxygen. And when she was outside in the ambulance, I was so happy. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And he told me, he said, let me tell you something. I got her. She's
Mm.
mine. But you gonna yet serve me. Yes, I cuss a lot. Yes, I've been through a whole lot. Just like you. I've been through a lot. I get a lot of flack. But I keep one thing in my mind. I'm going to serve him. I don't tell people half the stuff I do for people or have
Mm.
done for people just by my
That's
name.
right.
You see what I'm saying? Just like you. You've helped some folks and I ain't said nothing. I get mad at people every day, but something about it, I won't say anything. I've helped some officers get to detectives and I've been there. I've helped people. I've helped a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel like, okay, well, when I need, where are they? But it's not by what I do for somebody, but it's all because I'm doing it in the love of Christ. What you're
That's it.
doing, you're teaching people about the church. A lot of people don't know. You teach people about history, Black history. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people do not watch the news, and if they don't understand what they see. They grab one thing. Now, you worked in the school system, and I have too. Am I right? So
Mm-hmm.
you notice people will grab one thing and they'll run away with it, but they won't.
Right.
They won't get the whole. They won't get the whole. Stop it. They won't get the
The
whole statement. You see what I'm saying?
exactly.
So I had to do this even when I worked in the special services department in the front office. And the student come in and you can't get the understanding of what's going on. Slow down, slow down. And such did this and such did that. And you have to stop and say, okay, you told me what they did. What did you
Now, what did
do?
you
You
do?
do? And I have to let them know. Don't you tell me nothing. Don't you tell me nothing because see, you know the fruit that's on your tree. And that's when you find out what's going on. Same way it was with school teachers. And you worked with them. So, like I said, I know you want to be higher up on a hill. But William, let me explain something to you. You're further along than a whole lot of people you aspire to be.
Mm-hmm.
Your name and your presence can get you in places like no other. I
My word.
I have not seen any bloggers like this Tasha K. I've never seen her at no basketball game. They say she can't read on the ticket. I have never, I've never seen, you usually see them in places. I've seen you in places. I've seen some interviews. I've gone back on your page where you've interviewed football players and senators and so forth and so on. So, yeah, it might seem like you're not where you need to be, but you are where God has you. You are further along than a whole lot of reporters, a whole lot of them.
Mm.
And in time, it's going to come. It's going to come and you'll be on TV and, you'll need somebody to be raw and tell it. I'll be the one you have to call to be raw and
There
tell
it
it.
is. There
So,
it
but
is.
it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
I hope so.
It's coming.
I really do.
But understand something. All those people, it ain't what it seems. I've been looking on YouTube and then on Tubi and different shows and stuff, and they talk about these people who are in celebrity status. Those are some of the most
Mm-hmm.
miserable folks you've ever seen in your life.
Wow. And that's the part that I guess is so interesting about this guy. That that whatever those hidden private
He
things, they
thought,
overwhelmed
and
him.
I believe that he thought, because he was young, that when he was working for Ellen, that was the hit spot and things were never going to end. He thought that.
Mm.
And when it
Mm.
ended, he had nowhere to go, so he thought. Or the door doors weren't opening, or he wasn't, there's a numerical of things that could possibly have been going on in his mind. And like you said, he might have been suffering longer than what you or I or his wife or anyone could ever see. He just plateaued. And when he got to that point where he couldn't go any further, he chose to walk away and end it all. So I'm telling you to
It's
hold
so
on.
sad.
It's sad. And as a black man, I have a son. And I tell everybody, I say, I worry. My son is working in the animal industry. And, he tells me, he said, Mama, you don't know what I deal with.
Yeah.
No matter how.
Because the thing about it, that's what I was saying about us as black males, when you show up, you already,
You got a target on
people
your
are
back.
exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, and I hate to be so hard on him, but I have to be, because if I don't, what's going to happen when I'm not around?
Yeah.
And I've had help with him. I'm not gonna lie, I've had help. I have an awesome village of street Negroes, church
Yeah.
Negroes. I have a professional and unprofessional. I have friends that I consider as family that help me with him. Even his family, I can't leave them Garrett's out, baby. When they know what's going on with their baby, they know. So, like I said, I was too hands on with my son. I was too hands on, and it was making me sick. Finally, my next door neighbor, Pops, he came up. He said, "Baby, you gotta let some stuff go." I said, "Papa," he says, "the boy is fighting you because he wants to go, and you're holding him back. Remember what your mama did to you." And when he told me that, I had my cry. I went and helped him to get him a vehicle, and I eventually got me into something, and I told him, "Go fly." Now he tried to come
Yes,
back
sir.
to the nest, but you can't come back. You got to stay out there. You got to see what it's like out there. You see what I'm saying? So you're doing what a whole lot of young men your age have not had an opportunity to do or can't do. So count it all joy, baby. Count it. Yeah, it
I
hurts.
am.
Yeah, it hurts. But look at it. You got your clothing boutique. You wear some of the baddest clothes that they make. I don't see why you're not modeling. You go to all of the hot spots in Atlanta. It's so much that's there for you. You just have to slow down and go back over the contract and decide, okay, let me give this a try. You're not selling your soul. You
Yeah.
just upping your game. You're up. Yeah, that's correct. You're upping the grind. You're leveling up.
I love that.
You're
I
leveling up.
love that.
Cause like I said, you got it going on, baby. I mean,
You so
yeah.
sick.
I mean, I have, and don't take offense to this. The hustlers here in Texas, y'all can run neck and neck. Because when I tell you, baby, it's cold outside, they got on them minks and them tennis shoes, fresh tennis shoes. See, we still wear starch jeans here, okay? So
Right.
you're substance to see that the older hustlers that are retired and no longer hustling, not on the level that they are, because they said they never walk. They walk away, but they don't ever really walk away. Even them, even in their old clothes, baby, they still look good. So even
I
in your
love it.
downtime, you look good. So yeah, I'm gonna urge you. Yeah, you can sell some hats. You can sell some clothes. You just got to. You're in contact with those people. You just don't want to open up the door and allow them to come in. And it's not being vulnerable. It's about business.
I'm gonna rethink that.
Mhm.
I appreciate you. I love you.
You know,
Now it's getting past my bedtime. I'm
yeah,
gonna
because you're
get
getting heavy.
weary.
I see you scratching your
Y-
face.
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm about to nod out. But I love and appreciate you, and thank you for my happy birthday. I
You
really do, and
are so
those
well.
the words of wisdom and
Yeah,
encouragement. I really appreciate it.
because and when you called me on and you were talking about depression, it's for me to tell some other young woman or some other young man who's going through, there is a tomorrow. We just get through today and we start over tomorrow. There is a
That's it. I
tomorrow.
like that.
There is a tomorrow, baby. Don't worry about what's going to happen next week. We do day by day. And,
Day by day.
and if you don't feel like going, clean yourself up, wash your face, and at least go out and sit in the sun for a minute. It's hard. Whole lot of times I'm smiling, but I'm crying.
Mm,
So
that's
yeah.
powerful.
So I want whoever's listening to this. Yes, baby, it is the tomorrow. It is a tomorrow. Don't end it. Don't end it.
That's it.
Don't end it. Please don't end it. Go get some help. There's nothing wrong with going to get help. If you don't like that psychiatrist, I cussed out 3 or 4 psychiatrists at the county hospital. Shit, they know if Miss Drisdale don't like you, you're gonna have to find you another job because she just, oh baby, yes. No, you ain't finna come tell me. No, you don't know what the hell you doing. Get your ass out of here. You can't talk to me. I know I'm a cusser, but I love Jesus. But I still have to tell the truth. I don't want you in there messing with me if you don't know what you're doing. You're not gonna get it big with me. You're not gonna give me this pill and that pill and this pill. No, figure it out. Let them check your blood and make sure that it's the right thing.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, baby, I love you and I appreciate you and thank you.
I love you too, baby. You have a good night. Bye,
You too,
everybody.
sweetie. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Ooh, it's been a long one. But anyway, thank y'all and thank you for those of you that are for my birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. And all of that. Covered a lot of territory tonight. So I may not come back until Friday, but I appreciate y'all and like and share, and y'all know my Cash App and my Zelle is down there. Need your love and support. If not now, uh, now more than ever. So um, please send me some love and support. Thank y'all all for watching and like and share all that good stuff. I appreciate you. Peace, and I'm out.